So we are going to move on to ink drawing using our objects. So again, you've picked an object that's bigger than two fists put together some way, and now you are going to start drawing using your Sharpies and or your color markers. Now the important thing to remember about ink is that it does not erase, so we want to be very careful and straightforward with what we're doing. We're going to do a layout first, roughly, and we're going to use our 2H pencil first, again, because it's the lightest graphite pencil we have, and that's going to give us a map to do our drawing once we go into the ink. So again, just like we've done before, I'm using my drill again. You want to take some time, you want to look at it, get yourself some dramatic lighting, and you are just roughly laying that in first. Think of it like a stick figure or a skeleton to get the idea on where the object should be on the page. Once you kind of have a sense of where the object is going to be on the page, you're then going to start breaking it down into its simple geometric parts, rectangles, triangles, circles, whatever it needs. Again, you're drawing light, rough. The idea is that this is all going to disappear whether we erase it or as we start drawing with the ink. Does not have to be perfect, but you can put in as much or as little detail as you feel you need to do. And think about that table line we talked about. All right, so I've given myself a rough pencil outline. I haven't done the details. Now again, with ink, remember, it doesn't erase, so you're going to want to go slowly, but you're also going to want to embrace mistakes. It's going to be okay if things go wrong, all right? The other thing you want to think about is, are you going to stick to just black and white, or are you going to use color, okay? Everybody should have gotten the black Sharpie marker. You also have the black Crayola marker to work bigger shadow areas. If you are just going to stick to black and white, those will be fine tools to use, and I would do the entire drawing with those. But if you think you want to use color, you should decide now, because the point of this assignment is we're trying to make this look fairly realistic. So we don't want to do heavy black outlines and then color it in, all right? If there's an area that's going to need color, we want to add that color now. I'm going to go ahead and use blue and orange to go with that, because those colors are kind of close to what my object looks like. The other thing you need to think about is you probably don't have enough colors to get it perfect, and that's okay if it doesn't match the actual object. So what I'm going to do with my Sharpie marker is I'm looking at the object again, constantly looking at the object, coming back to the drawing, taking it slow, and the areas that I'm going to definitely be working just black in, I'm going to slowly draw those in. All right, I'm taking my time, always looking back at the object. And right now, the idea is just that we're kind of putting in a rough area. The pencil, you may find out you need to adjust in shape, and that is fine. Nothing about the pencil is final. The ink is final. So you can make adjustments on that end. And you're just taking this slowly, constantly looking back, making sure that you have what you want. Again, you're going to notice that I will sometimes stray from my pencil line, and that's fine, because as I'm looking at the object, I'm seeing that sometimes my pencil lines were not where they needed to be. Those are just rough suggestions. And again, I'm going to give myself permission to make mistakes and work through those. Now I've already got a spot where I know I want a little bit of color where it meets the black, so I'm going to switch over real quick. And I'm going to go and lay in this nice little orange button first because it interrupts where the black is supposed to be. Excellent. And that's going to help me define the area. Like I said, what we're trying to avoid is making the entire object a black outline that we then color in. We're going to work to make the object look somewhat realistic. And in life, we do not have heavy black outlines around us. And what you'll find is as you build up this drawing, those black and colored outlines are going to start disappearing as we work with our hatching and our cross hatching to make these areas go away. So again, just building it up. Right now, not worrying about shadows just yet. Still just worrying about details and getting the shapes where they need to be. Shadows will be the next step once we have our layout. Alright, so I would continue to build up this drawing and keep going, making sure that I have the details that I want to include, so that the next time when we do this, we're going to start using our pens and markers with cross-hatching, hatching, random marks, whatever we need to do to start building in our shadows. So now it's your turn. Good luck.